Hello, my name is Nicholas Damler, and I'm applying for the Find Your Freedom internship with Harley-Davidson. I am currently a junior going into my senior year at Baldwin Wallace University, which is in Berea, Ohio, which is close to Cleveland. I am currently pursuing degrees in sport management and marketing. A little bit about why I want this internship. I really think it would be a dream come true for me to land this internship, and the reason I think that is because one, I do have pretty good communication skills. At school, I'm heavily involved in the sport management club, and I'm the sports announcer for for the majority of our sports wherever they need me, whether that be soccer, softball, baseball, lacrosse, basketball. I love doing that. It's fun. Just basically a play-by-play of the event for the fans that come down for the event, and so that's helped me in my public speaking skills for sure. I also have worked summer jobs at restaurants as a server, so that obviously helps. I'm always talking to the public, trying to, I always have those interpersonal interactions with them, so I feel like that has helped my communication a lot. And then for social media, obviously at this day and age, our generation is has kind of been around it the whole time, so it's kind of essential for us to actually be fluid in social media, and I'd like to think that I am. I'd also call myself tech savvy for sure. I'm able to create stuff on the fly. That's no problem for me. I can work independently, and I can work in a team setting for sure. Last summer, I worked at a place called Do It Best Corp, which is just a hardware manufacturer and supplier. And a lot of teamwork goes into that as we're on conveyor belts and then loading trucks and stuff. You have to have good communication and teamwork for that. So I think I'd be a good fit in that respect. But the main reason too that I really think that I could be a good fit for this position is I've been around motorsports in general my entire life. My grandpa and my dad before or after him, I first swung my leg over a dirt bike when I was 4 years old, and I fell in love with it. So motorcycles have been in my family, but not just motorcycles. We took snowmobiling trips, boating trips, four-wheeling, anything like in that nature. Like we've been all around, and it's been a blast. So for me, what really stuck for me was dirt biking. Though we still do some of the other stuff today, but not nearly as much. But dirt biking is where I'm at, and motocross in general. So my dad first got me into it. He got me a PW50 when I was 4 years old, and the very next year I broke my arm on it. But that's kind of the price you pay. But regardless, it never stopped me, and I kept at it. Now with most kids, like going through school and stuff, like playing traditional sports, the big couple with baseball, basketball, or hockey in some places, football. I tried all that stuff, and I enjoyed it and playing with my friends and things like that. But there was just something about motocross that really stuck with me. It was just it's only you on the track, for me at least. It's completely independent when you're out there, and the adrenaline rush is just something else. It's something else that just keeps bringing me back, and I've had multiple injuries, as most people probably have, when motorcycling in general. But so I've been riding a long time, and I've actually been racing for almost 10 years now, which that is another adrenaline rush in itself. When you're sitting up at the gate, waiting for the gate to drop, with 20 plus other riders with you, it's really something else. But I'm almost 21 years old, and I'm still doing it. I've broken both my arms twice. I've had surgery on one arm. I've broken all my fingers, but there's just something that keeps bringing me back. And honestly, if I were able to acquire this position, it would really be a dream come true for me, as I said, because I've always wanted a street bike. My dad's had a couple in his time. He got severely injured. He had a Kawasaki Ninja about 10 years back as well, and he had a very severe injury and almost passed away. So that kind of hits home for me. But I'd rather it, honestly, not that you can't get any less hurt on a Harley, but I'd rather have a more casual or cruise feeling when I'm riding a bike on the street. And honestly, like, the reason I haven't gotten one is because I'm a broke college kid. I haven't been able to afford one, and I'm currently still paying my dad off for my most recent dirt bike that he ended up helping me purchase. I'm still making payments on that, and probably will be for a long time. But if I could, if I could honestly have a bike for the summer and eventually keep it, as the internship says, like, that would be incredible for me. And I'm going to explain kind of what I do in regard to motocross with this following collage. Okay, so you made it through my video collage that I put together, and starting off in the beginning there, just to summarize a little bit, those earlier pictures were me and my KX100 or my Kawasaki KX100. That was my first big bike upgrade. I was on the PW50 as I mentioned before, and I moved up to a KTM Racing 50, then a KX65, and then I moved up to the 100, and that was like a huge jump for me. It boosted my confidence a lot after I finally figured out how to ride that bike the right way. And that bike actually is what really got me into racing as well, just because there's a whole new element to it, like obviously the more power and bigger tracks that you could go on with it. So that was pretty huge for me. The next few pictures you saw were me on a KX250F, which it was a 2009, and that was the big one for me, the real big one. My dad had a 2005 KX250, which I had ridden a couple times, just getting used to it, and then when it was finally time for me to move up, one of my best friends, gave me a really good deal on that bike, and we went and got it, and that's when I really started racing consistently, like every season, always out riding every single week, and then racing at every local event that we could get to, really. So that was pretty big for me. You also saw that I did get some decals for that bike. lucky number 13, which was the number I chose, and my mom really wanted to get me a jersey, so then you see my last name and my number on a jersey, and we got those customized, so that was pretty cool. And then you see some clips of me on that's one of my favorite jumps. Some of those clips. That's at a track called Smith Road. It's pretty local to my home. It's only about 20 minutes away, and I wasn't clearing the jump the whole way, but I do it now, I promise. But that's still one of my favorite jumps to this day. So still have a lot of fun at that track. Still race there consistently. It's a ton of fun. The final bike upgrade that you really see there is still a KX250F, but it's a 2017, and I got that last summer. My dad surprised me. Like I said, I'm still making payments on that, so it's not all mine yet, but boy, that was a jump for me, because going from a 2009 to a 2017, the power difference was out of this world for me, at least. Fuel injected, and I'm wheeling out of the corners on my first ride, and I'm just popping it so many times, and I really had to kind of be cautious with it the first couple weeks. And you do see one of the starts or hole shots that I do on that that's at Smith Road as well, and I get an okay start. I get maybe mid-pack or somewhere in there, but I mean, that's me mainly just backing down because I really didn't want to pop up an incredible wheelie off the start and ruin the race for me. So I was still kind of dialing in that clutch and really feeling it out. So I'm still riding that bike currently. I did get some decals for that, as you saw. Those are pretty cool. And then kind of getting into my supporting cast, starting off with my dad. Basically, he supports the whole motorsports thing. Like, he's been doing it forever. He still rides. He serves as my bike mechanic, if you want to call it that. He's always at the gate with me, sweeping my gate, getting the dirt off the start, and making sure I'm prepared, hyped up, ready to go. So he's always there for me. My dad actually still rides, and he's still he didn't race this past year, but he raced the year before that, and he told me this year that he does want to race one more time before he hangs it up for good. So my dad's awesome, always supports my riding. And then obviously going into, you saw some pictures of the big supporting cast at the races. You might have seen the shirts that have my name and number on the top and then on the back. My mom obviously did that too, and I've got extended family there. I have aunts and uncles, my grandparents. You did see a couple pictures of me and my girlfriend. She's always there for me. She's always supporting me. And then my mom's there too. She's always on the sidelines taking pictures, making sure I'm hydrated and well fed, because those race days can be quite a long day. But they're a ton of fun, and I love what I do. I love motorsports. I love motorcycles. And honestly, I really do think that I could be a good fit for this position if you just give me a chance. I think I can fulfill all the requirements you ask of. I'm accountable. I'm not flaky. I'll be at any meeting you need me to be at. I'll be at any dealership you need me to be at. I'll take a ton of pictures. I'll ride everywhere I go because I want a street bike so bad. And then, I mean, I know riding on the street is completely different than riding on trails or on the track. But I think that's one of the coolest thing that I'm excited for is, like, I've experienced this off-road type of riding for so long, and like the adrenaline rush, but now I want something else, like something new to feel on a motorcycle. And I think this Harley-Davidson Find Your Freedom internship could really help me do that. So I hope you consider me, and thanks for listening.